Chi Jiaguang. Popularly, they were known as Dragon Yu and Tiger Chi. Yu Dayu was an atheist. In one battle at sea, his fleet encountered bad weather. The storm destroyed many of his ships. The crews kowtowed and prayed to Mazu to save them. Only General Yu stood his ground, unmoved, saying to his lieutenant only that he would never regret dying for his country. Yu Dayu did not believe in ghosts and gods, but he could do nothing about the superstitions of the men he commanded. In fact, before any naval battle, General Yu was obliged to offer sacrifices to the goddess of the sea. In 1568, Yu Dayu embarked on a punitive expedition against the pirate Sung Ye-mun. Before the battle, he organized a grand ceremony to offer sacrifices to the goddess of the sea. However, the articles of sacrifice were full of contradictions, which was a sign of the embarrassing position of General Yu. The first paragraph of the articles read, "The goddess has neglected her duty. Not only are officials responsible for the people's safety, but also the goddess. The goddess should protect the people from pirates, but she does not. So the goddess has neglected her duty." Later, however, the articles are more humble. "Dear goddess, please bless us in battle. For that, we would be most grateful." The reason for the apparent contradictions is found in something General Yu wrote elsewhere. He talked about the importance of boosting morale and maintaining morale in winning a battle. Making sacrifices to Mazu, goddess of the sea, was designed to improve his men's morale. There are generally two types of statue of Mazu. One is bigger and more rigid. It's called a hard statue. The other one is smaller and allows some movement in the hands and feet, and this is called a soft statue.
雕的神像中有一种是硬身的，刚才在苏山楼上面那个就是硬身的啊，还有我们宋代妈祖的也是硬身的。那个这个是梅州妈祖的是软身的。软身它每个关节都可以动的，以便好换服装服饰啊。这个关节上面从肩膀的关节可以动，下面这个胳膊的这个也可以动，还有这个手腕也可以动。你看他的手可以转动的哈，可以动的啊。他这个做转动的就是一个跟人一样，也有个关节可以合动这个。还有一个就是说以便换服饰。穿衣服啊，穿裤子什么。
But why was it necessary to change her clothes? Possibly it was associated with another folk tradition. Mazu was born to a poor family. She was well known for always being willing to help others. She remained single until her death while still in her 20s. The custom grew up of offering her gorgeous clothes to wish that she stay beautiful and young forever. Changing her clothes frequently also tallied with another aspect of folk tradition. In the past, a parade was popular in southern Fujian in which the statue of Mazu would be carried in a sedan chair out of her temple and paraded through the streets. Sometimes the occasion would be formal, when the goddess's help was required to alleviate a disaster or cure a disease. Sometimes the occasion was more informal, when the goddess would be taken to visit her parents' home or other temples.
But what was the origin of these parades, and what purpose did they serve? To answer these questions, scholars visited the village of Dazha in Hui'an, Fujian province, to investigate the parades held there.
The parade there is usually held on the 16th day of the first lunar month. It originated from a folk legend that told how long ago, on the 16th of the first lunar month, Mazu was missing her family and planned to visit home. But for some reason, she was unable to go. She just circled Danja village and then returned to her temple. Later, the circle she had made became a parade route. Anthropologists have surmised that such a parade was in fact designed to mark the boundary between villages and to strengthen the ties among different families. In ancient China, social stability relied heavily on a patriarchal clan system and not on the rule of law, as in a modern-day society. A powerful local figure took charge of the parade, such as a landlord, a retired official, or someone rich. Through the parade, they could strengthen their authority and forge closer ties with their fellow villagers, and this would underline the stability of the local government. The parade may have seemed like a waste of money and manpower, but it was in reality a clever method of maintaining harmony among fellow villagers. However, in the north of the country, there was a strong commercial aspect to the parades. The ceremony of worshipping Mazu, held in Tianjin, was the biggest such event in all of northern China. Sometimes it would bring together tens of thousands of merchants and ordinary people. It's said that on one occasion, even Emperor Qianlong traveled to Tianjin to take part in the revelry. Unlike the circular parade route in southern Fujian, that in Tianjin took a straight road in front of the temple of Tianhao. Nor did this parade have anything to do with marking out boundaries. Those taking part were leading businessmen from all around the country. With none of the family or clan restrictions, such parades were more like a commercial tour. For Mazu, goddess of the sea, one of her more unlikely duties was to take care of mothers in childbirth. This became one of her responsibilities during the Ming and Qing dynasties. In historic times, Lin Mao, Mazu's name in real life, died in her 20s. She never married and never gave birth. So it's all the more strange that mothers giving birth should have prayed to her. The story begins with one of her immortal sisters. In Changle in Fujian, there's a temple called Shanying, built in a Ming Dynasty style. In the front hall, two goddesses stand side by side. On the right is Mazu, and on the left is Chenjinggu, famous in southern Fujian as the bear goddess. Chenjinggu was from Fuzhou and lived around the same time as Mazu. She's said to have died in childbirth. After her death, she became a goddess who devoted herself to protecting all women from the dangers of labor. From the Sung dynasty onwards, she was regarded as the chief goddess of childbearing. In Ming and Qing dynasty folk tradition, the two women were like sisters. Mazu was the older and Chenjinggu the younger. At many temples, they were even worshipped together. Women praying to Chenjinggu for safe childbirth would often seek Mazu's help at the same time, in the hope that the two goddesses together would wield more influence. And so, in folk tradition, Mazu was eventually able to give women babies, a power invested in her by Guanyin. In other words, Mazu was the embodiment of Guanyin. In ancient times, when the standard of medical care was low, giving birth was very dangerous for women. People ascribed to Mazu the ability to protect pregnant women. In the Qing dynasty, the fishing girls of Mazu Island added another unique element to the Mazu tradition. It was their costume. Their red top and black trousers were referred to as their Mazu costume. In folk tales, Mazu was usually depicted as being dressed in this way when she saved people's lives. The belief was that copying her style of dress might protect the wearer from evil. The girls of Mazu Island also wear their hair in a unique style resembling a ship's sail. It's called the Mazu hairstyle. Mazu, it said, when she was watching over ships, would try and spot a girl with a sail hairstyle. If she did, she'd protect the ship. The love story is told about Mazu that offers a fascinating insight into ancient Chinese attitudes towards love. At Junjun Temple on Dongshan Island, the god Baosheng was worshipped. He is the other main protagonist in this love story. Baosheng was also known as Da Daogong. His name in mortal life had been Wu Ben. He was born in southern Fujian around the same time as Lin Mo, who would become Mazu. Wu Ben was a famous and highly skilled doctor who saved tens of thousands of lives during an outbreak of plague. One day, when he was out gathering Chinese herbs on a mountain, he slipped and fell from a cliff and was killed. He was still in his prime, in his 30s.
In the northern Song dynasty, temples in honor of Baosheng were appearing across southern Fujian. At virtually the same time, the temples of Mazu were being built. Baosheng and Mazu, so the legend goes, shared a lot in common in terms of their backgrounds and personalities. They were, it seemed, a perfect match. It would probably be only a matter of time before a romance was being contrived between the two. To find out if Mazu and Baosheng ever became legendary lovers, please tune in next time as we continue the story of Mazu. And thank you for staying with us on today's New Frontiers. I'm Ji Xiaojun on CCTV International. Bye for now.